Hey, what's up? I'm Jaquan,
I'm Jasmine.
and welcome to the
Film
Film
Spill.
Spill.
So, today, guys, we're going to be reviewing the movie Spider Man No Way Home. This is an action adventure movie, and let me read the summary. With Spider Man's identity now revealed, our friendly neighborhood web slinger is unmasked and no longer able to separate his normal life as Peter Parker from the high stakes of being a superhero. When Peter asks for help from Doctor Strange, the stakes become even more dangerous, forcing him to discover what it truly means to be Spider Man. 5 out of 5.
Let's get into my rating. I gave this movie a 5 out of 5. Yep, you heard that correct. A 5 out of 5. I definitely, whenever I watch this film, I even said it in a Facebook post. I said this is one of the greatest films I've ever watched in my life. And it was definitely the best movie I've seen all year. 2021, literally the best movie the entire year. That movie was hands down amazing. So my pros and my cons. Let's get into my cons first because it's very short. The only con I had, I guess it's two cons. One con is I wish they would have showed more. I guess towards the end credit scene. You guys know what Marvel they always show like a Easter egg or what's gonna happen next. I don't remember them showing too much besides him flying through. I think it was like New York or something with his new outfit or whatever. But yeah, I feel like they could have just had more something else as far as the end credit scene. My other con is really just simple. I wish the movie didn't end. I wish it never had ended. I could watch it forever. No, I'm joking, but it was definitely dope. Amazing. So my biggest pros that I have for this film was, of course, uh, Toby. Whenever we got a chance to see him and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland all interact with each other, I was amazed. Especially when they did like the little web and it was like webbing with each other, I guess swinging off each other's webs like spiders. It was just, it was dope, and then they did the iconic landing. I love the fact that all their suits were, it was different. They didn't try to, oh, we're gonna give you guys upgraded suits because now you're in the MCU. It's like, nah, we're gonna keep this original. I thought that was really dope. I really love how they was joking with Toby when it was like, oh, your webs come out of like you make your webs, and he was like, oh no, like he thought they was kind of messing with him, like, oh no, we're just really fascinated about that. That was really dope. They stayed true to the character because he was the only Spider-Man that the webs actually came from him. It wasn't like no gadget or anything like the other two. Of course, one of the other biggest pros I loved about it was I love that it gave Andrew Garfield Spider-Man a redemption story when he was able to save Zendaya. Just because you guys know in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, he let Gwen Stacy die. Oh, he didn't let her die. He tried to save her and she died. And it broke him. And I love how they gave like backstories of like, oh, this is what's been happening to us since you guys last saw us, right? With Andrew Garfield Spider-Man saying, I've been kind of going down a dark road. And then Toby Spider-Man, he just been saying like, just older. I think he had like a family or something now. So that was really dope. William Defoe, like if you guys watch that film, this man steals the show. Ultimately, he was able to, of course, reprise his role as Green Goblin, but just to see him without the mask, the crazy looks in his face, how strong he was. It was just when you think about crazy embodiment of crazy, it's difficult for me to kind of go sometimes between him and the Joker. The Joker is crazy too, but William Defoe did an amazing job. Like I think him as Norman Osborn is a classic, and I love that they did that. We was able to see the characters that we grew up on, right? So we was able to see Jamie Foxx as Electro. We saw, which is funny. You know how
better than the other.
there was like you got to I think you got to upgrade or like you look different, because you had a comb over and stuff. So
Oh my god.
yeah, I don't know why they thought about doing that, but of course that's Sony for you. But yeah, it was dope, man. I love everything about it. Like I said, I love them interacting with each other. I really love seeing the Doctor Strange element of it, just him trying to help because at this point, Doctor Strange is like the strongest person, even though he's not really the Sorcerer Supreme, but he's like the strongest wizard, I guess you can say. He's the strongest, some like magician, whatever. But he was able to say, hey, I can actually help you. But of course, if you guys know, Spider-Man normally creates his own problems normally throughout his films. And in that film, he was trying to, no, we have to save these people. It was just extra. Really, if he kind of just would have went with the flow, what Doctor Strange was saying, it would have been simple. I guess another con I guess I did have too. I wish Venom had more in it. Like he was literally in it and out. Like there was no interaction. Yes, he left the symbiote behind, which is like okay, cool, but I wish they would at least saw each other and spoke or something. Like he literally. He really didn't have no. I mean, I guess his reason of being in the movie is to leave the symbiote behind, but I wish it was more so an interaction between those two. So I guess that is another con. And I guess now cons are just starting to pop up in my mind. Another one, I guess, it was just weird to see Doctor Strange get bested by this kid using math. That was extra.
Yeah, I was waiting for that because it's like Peter asked him to make this. To use magic to make his identity a secret, and then it's just like he just messed it all up. Like, wait, no, but then they're gonna forget about it. No, can you like it was just like, why did he agree to that in the first place? That was just a lot to try to do.
Yeah, it was a lot. And then even with Aunt May, like, oh, we have to help these people, and look, you end up getting killed.
Trying to help the villains and stuff because basically, just if you didn't see it, what happened was the spell went wrong and the multiverse was broken open. So it allowed visitors from alternate realities to enter their universe. So a lot of the villains were pulled from their universes there. And they had to go back, but Peter was like, well, if they go back, they're going to die. And I want to save them before they go back. But we're like, even if you save them, they're going to die.
Yeah, that was the weird thing. You're going to send them back, and it's like, they're still going to die.
They wanted them to be good people when they went back.
To die?
I think he thought that it was going to prevent their deaths.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, if he sent them back as a good person, it was going to prevent their
it
deaths.
somehow, yeah. I mean, I guess that's a thought, but as you see, it backfired, and then your aunt ended up getting killed. So
which was so
that was messed
sad. OMG, I was definitely tearing up when she got killed. Oh my gosh, it was so sad.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it was definitely a sad moment, and that's why I said William Dafoe, he was literally the embodiment of evil. He laughed like, I killed this person. It was laughing in this person's face. So. It was just crazy, but I love how Toby, because Toby went through that same. I think he actually killed the person though, which is crazy. In those early Spider-Mans, the person who killed Uncle Ben, I think his Spider-Man actually went and killed that person. But as you know, in his arc, he ended up going dark and stuff. It was a lot of stuff, but he ended up having to get out of it. So he was kind of trying to stop Tom Holland before that actually happened to him. But yeah, that was. Like I said, overall, it was an amazing movie, from the beginning to end. Like I said, the biggest moments to me was them together because I grew up on, Spider-Man. He's my, he's one of my top. He was top one at one point, but of course Hulk came in. But anyway, that's a different story, different movie. But yeah, definitely, just seeing them interact, it was teary eyed because I'm like, yo, we haven't seen none of these, especially Toby, him.
Yeah, that's the real Spider-Man to me. That's just who I grew up on. And that's like the person that will always be Spider-Man to me. Like that's just what it is.
Yeah. So just to see what Marvel does next with Spider-Man is going to be very interesting because they still have other stories that they can tell. And I think that I did like the concept of him. Like, all right, cool. We're going to get away from the Avengers stuff. We're going to get away from the Tony Stark stuff. And we're going to bring you back to this whole friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which is why they show him towards the end, flying through New York. And I think he's trying to embrace that role because when we think about Spider-Man, growing up, Spider-Man didn't really have no friends. He didn't fight with people. He was by himself. Throughout the whole time. Even though it was amazing to see him interact with these other characters when he first came out in Civil War, but I think he has to get back to that, and I think it was important that Marvel did that. So, yeah, that's my piece. 5-star. Would I recommend it? Of course.
Yeah, like you said, and like I said before, I give it 5 out of 5 as well. Can we talk about how Matt Murdock made an appearance?
Oh my gosh! How did I forget that? Yes, that was amazing. If you guys know Matt Murdock, he definitely made an appearance.
But you suspected that before, like he was going to be the
yeah,
lawyer.
Of course. Because they are trying to bring those Netflix characters over, so to see him interact, I kind of wish he had more scenes. But like I said, I feel like they couldn't do too much. Right?
Yeah, like they gotta start off slow.
Yeah, but it was definitely dope to see because this dude was in a movie. We watched it on Netflix, so it's almost like we watching this person graduate or something.
I know, but it's like we've also been waiting for them to come to to start interacting with each other because, like you said, most of them live in the same place.
Yes.
How have you not ran across each other?
We're all in New York.
Starting to see them in the same movies, OMG, that is like something that's really cool.
Yeah, that was dope. That was definitely dope. Shout out Matt Murdock, Daredevil. Can't wait to
Right.
see.
Okay, let's also talk about how Peter trapped Doctor Strange in the mirror dimension.
Yeah, like I said, that was extra.
I mean,
Um,
I like the, what am I trying to say?
the aesthetics, like how
The
it looked.
aesthetics.
Yeah,
Oh, and like that mirror dimension, and it was breaking mirrors, and he was falling
yeah,
and twisting, and it
that
was
was cool.
kind of a little trippy on the eyes, though.
It reminded me of the Doctor Strange movie, the original one, when he gets pushed through all those different dimensions, and
Yeah.
it's like because I think he even told him like this is my domain, like this is where I literally I'm in control. I'm like the master of this world. So it was definitely dope to see them bring that concept back into the MCU.
I wanted to talk about how Ned was creating the portals with Doctor Strange's ring.
Yeah.
It was so cool, but it was also so funny because he was using it to find Peter, and then that's when he found the alternate versions of Peter.
Peter.
That was, oh my, we was waiting for that moment for them to come into it, and he's like, "Yep, that's the different." Like when they started coming
Soon
in,
as soon
my
as they opened the
gosh.
portal and he showed him waving, I said, okay, that's the amazing Spider-Man. That's literally
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield. I could
that
see
was
from his.
so.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like that. We just gotta watch.
And
this
then you
movie
remember when they show Toby come in? I'm like, hold on,
Yeah.
this dude better not.
Yeah.
He where his suit at? Like I kept saying, I'm like, yo, because he
Yeah.
was the only one with
Yep.
no suit.
Yep.
And
You
I'm
kept
like,
saying
yo,
that.
he better bring his suit. Where's his suit? Where's his
Because
suit?
he said he would never wear the
Yeah,
suit
after they
again.
said he would never put that on or something.
So that's why he was waiting for that part.
I'm like, yo, you better
But-
put that suit in. They even asked like, hey, do you suit? He's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's under there. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
thank you.
I
And they
love
finally
that
showed it.
though. And then of course when he was using it again at the end when he was trying to help them or something, when it was like fighting the villains. Then wasn't he trying to use the portals to help with something?
Was he?
I forgot. But I remember that the whole portal thing, I think that was cool. I was confused if he was doing it or it was just the ring, because they said he's like, in my family we have magic.
Magic.
So I'm still confused if Ned was doing it
Yeah.
himself, or was it just the ring? If anybody had the ring, they could have been.
Because and you
doing
know
it.
how they was like, oh, when they both was like, oh yeah, both of our friends, they basically became evil.
Yeah.
He's like, I would never become evil.
Yeah,
but
that was funny.
it's kind of messed up because he's supposed to. I told you
Yeah.
he's supposed to be the hobgoblin. So
Yeah.
I really was kind of confused seeing him do that magic thing, because I don't think the hobgoblin has any magic powers or anything. So that was kind of weird. But yeah, it was funny to hear him say like, I would never like betray you. Like,
Yeah,
blah,
that
blah.
was funny.
Yeah.
And then like he said, my favorite scenes was like when all of them were like sharing stories. Like he said, they were talking to each other about each other's lives and all this kind of stuff, because I'm like, they're all Spider-Man, so nobody will understand them like themselves.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, that scene was just so cool to see all of them, because it's like nobody wants to be alone in this world, but nobody understands you, but they understand each other.
Yeah.
So I love that scene when they were all talking and sharing stories and stuff. And then, of course, the villains. And I'm not a person who really likes fight scenes, but watching them fight the villains was so cool.
Yeah.
Just
And
because it's Marvel. Like,
you remember when the trailer first dropped and it showed the punch on the
Yeah.
lizard? He was like, "Did you see that?" They had the
it punched,
incredible.
but nobody was there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think
really loved the whole villains, just all the villains together.
Yeah, that was lit.
Like they were in different movies and they were just like all together in the same place.
We knew though. It's like there's no way you can have all these villains and not have the Spider-Mans in there.
Yeah,
There's no way
yeah.
this dude
You
is
already
fighting all
said
these
that.
people. That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. People would have had an uproar. All these villains and none of the Spider-Man show up. So
Yeah. And then, of course, towards the end, it was sad because he felt like the only way he's going to protect the multiverse is to erase himself from
Yeah, that was
everyone's
sad.
memory. So he told Doctor Strange to do that. And he told MJ and Ned that he will find them again. So that was really, really, really sad.
because he's by
Because,
himself.
you know what I'm saying? That was his woman.
Yeah, his aunt is dead. No, I think no Avengers. Nobody know who this dude is now.
Yeah, and so he cast a spell. Everybody went back to their universes, and at the end, he visited MJ and Ned because he wanted to reintroduce himself, but he decided against it because he felt like their lives they got accepted.
Into the-
And-
yeah,
so
into
he
the
didn't want to
school.
interfere with their lives. That was so sad because that was his people. So that was really sad. But this movie was amazing. 5 out of 5. Like I'll watch it 100 times. Like it's
Yeah.
great. It's a really great movie. You guys should definitely go see it.
Definitely. So, like she said, definitely would recommend you guys watching it. Is you can watch it with your friends, you can watch it with your family, with your children. It was dope. It was dope seeing all those people interact together. It was almost like reliving my childhood, like from a kid to now, just because seeing Toby and everybody else. So, can't wait to see what happens with Spider-Man in the future. And make sure you guys share, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for rocking out with us.